とは任せろ。
What's up, everybody? It's Yong here with a Final Fantasy XV news update. The following information comes from Game Informer, which featured Final Fantasy XV as its latest cover story. Throughout the following days, I'll be making separate videos detailing various categories of new information revealed through the article. Today I want to talk about Final Fantasy XV director Hajime Tabata acknowledging the less than stellar condition that the Final Fantasy franchise is currently in right now. As many of you may know, Final Fantasy was once the pinnacle of role-playing games, consistently setting the standard for the genre with each game. But in our modern day and age, this is no longer the case, and this is something that Tabata openly acknowledged in Game Informer's article. When he came on board for the project, back when it was still known as Versus 13, he and his team apparently took the time to assess the state of Final Fantasy's position in the market, and according to Tabata, the results showed a downhill slope. It was acknowledged that this was in large part to do with the divisive Final Fantasy XIII and its sequels, the numerous smartphone apps that have caused confusion amongst consumers, and the long development times for each game. Furthermore, Tabata was well aware that there hasn't been an increase in new fans of the franchise, and that the brand image of Final Fantasy wasn't really clear. He stated, "The reality is not that the situation is okay or in favor of us. Rather, it is more grave and serious than we had initially thought. The way we understood Final Fantasy after our analysis is that it was a dying IP that had already peaked." Some pretty tough words from the director himself. However, he did express that he believes that by setting pride aside and by taking an honest look at the problems that the franchise faces, no matter how unpleasant, he'll be able to create a better game, and he believes that there is an opportunity with Final Fantasy XV to bring the franchise back to the forefront of the RPG landscape. He stated, "One thing I've felt from fans is that they're disappointed in the current state of Final Fantasy, but still have hope in terms of where the brand could go." I think this might be one of the most important updates that Hajime Tabata has provided. He is absolutely right. Final Fantasy has been on a downhill slope as of late. The Final Fantasy XIII series of games were divisive and in many cases disappointing, and the various Final Fantasy cash grabs that Square Enix has released as smartphone apps and whatnot have been a big topic of controversy. But the fact that Tabata is aware of these problems and taking fans' feedback seriously is a very good sign. He's not caught in his own pride, but rather facing the problems head on, no matter how painful, and using that knowledge to make the best game he can. And that is just so key to self-improvement. Tabata's humble and passionate attitude could even be sensed prior to the statements he made to Game Informer. With Episode to Sky, for example, you may recall that the development team took feedback from fans and drastically improved and updated the demo. After that, we even got a revamped combat system for the latest build of Final Fantasy XV, which fans were given a chance to test out in the Platinum demo, which is completely free. And overall, I'm seeing a lot of signs indicating a great comeback for the Final Fantasy series. And hey, we have seen Square Enix make incredible comebacks before. Final Fantasy XIV in particular comes to mind. When that game launched, it was just a pile of shit, but they set their pride aside, apologized, and made up for it by practically remaking and relaunching the game, and Final Fantasy XIV is now considered to be one of the best MMORPGs of all time. If Square Enix can redeem the single-player Final Fantasy games with Final Fantasy XV in the same manner that they did with Final Fantasy XIV, there is hope for the franchise yet. With all said and done, loving the attitude emanating from the Final Fantasy XV development team, I have high expectations for the decade-old title, and I wish them nothing but the best. Fingers crossed that the game delivers when it launches on September 30th, 2016. With that, I would like to end this news update, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts about Hajime Tabata's honest statements, and to be further updated on Final Fantasy XV, stay tuned right here on Yong Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Yong out!